Okay, so a quick pause from the music again because I wanted to mention something. So over here in this grass, in this route you can actually find a new Pokemon. So I'll be talking about that. It's only one new Pokemon in the grass at least. There's actually a bunch of other new Pokemon, but I'll be talking about them a little later on. But yeah, in this grass you can catch one new Pokemon, and that is Farfetch'd. Now Farfetch'd is a normal flying type. Yeah, we've seen a lot of them so far. But Farfetch'd kinda sucks compared to all the other ones. Now honestly, Farfetch'd, in terms of stats, it is horrible. Now, all its stats are pretty balanced, but they're all really low too. I think they're all in the 50s, 60s, and it has no evolution, so that's how it's gonna be like the whole time. Its moveset isn't too great either, but it does learn Swords Dance to at least boost up its attack. But other than that, every other stat is just really bad, and it's just not worth it. So I really don't recommend that Pokemon. Don't go for it. It's really bad. But yeah, you know, if you want a challenge, definitely go for that Pokemon. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's it. I'll be cutting the music again later on when I get a certain item, because I need to. There's a bunch of Pokemon. Oh, by the way, I learned Body Slam. That's a good move. But anyways, yeah, there's a bunch of new Pokemon you can catch on this route. Anyways, yeah, back to the music. Okay, cut to music again. So we're here. In this house is the Fishing Guru's brother. Now this guy is the final one. There's three of them. The first one was in Vermilion City. He gave us the old rod. Second one was in Fuchsia City. He gave us the good rod. And now it's the final one. And he will give us, well, if we had room, he would give us the super rod. Now the super rod is actually a really, really, extremely awesome good item, if that makes sense at all, because it allows you to catch a bunch of Pokemon in the wild, in the waters. I mean, like much more rare Pokemon and things like that, and generally good Pokemon. So yeah, and you'll see what I mean. So now that we have this item, there's a bunch of Pokemon I need to talk about in bios. So that opens up the door for a lot of Pokemon to find here. Anyways, yeah, super rod, awesome item. And continuing on, I'll be battling trainers and talking at the same time. So yeah. Anyways, so starting out, I guess I'll be talking about in this route. You can first of all, I'll be talking in this route. Now we can surf on water. So if by surfing you can find wild Pokemon as well. And the new Pokemon you can find here while surfing is actually Slowpoke. Now Slowpoke is a water psychic type, and it's actually pretty decent. Its HP is good. That's all I can really say about it. Other than that, it's not really too good. But once it evolves into Slowbro at level 37, all its defenses become very good. So it's a really defensive Pokemon. It can also hit decently hard with water type moves and psychic type moves and things like that. So it's actually not a bad Pokemon. I would definitely recommend it. In the next generation, actually, Slowpoke could even evolve into another Pokemon, Slowking, and Slowking is a really good Pokemon. It's more offensive than defensive though, so it really is your pick on that. But yeah, it's pretty decent. It's actually a good Pokemon in this game as well, so I would actually recommend Slowpoke. Considering there's good water type moves out there like Surf, and good psychic type moves like Psychic, so yeah. But yeah, that's while surfing. Now with the Super Rod, this opens up possibilities for a bunch of Pokemon. And by the way, right here, this is like the connecting area of the route. Now we've been here already. This way leads back to Vermilion City. This way, if you keep going north, will lead to Lavender Town. We have to beat this Snorlax. We already caught one, so I'm not really gonna bother. Anyways, continuing on with the wild Pokemon you can find here, just completely ignore the Snorlax. But anyways, Tentacool, you can find it using the Super Rod. Tentacool is a water poison type, unique typing, I guess. It's the stats really stand up for it. Is its special and speed stats. Kind of an odd combo, really. It's pretty fast, but its special stats really good, so it can take hits. And plus, since in this game, it's a special stat, so it's put together. It can also dish out good amount of damage with its water type moves like Surf and well things like that. You can teach it. So most water types I would recommend in this game just because of how good they are, like, and good moves they get compared to other types at least. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't be too bad to get yourself that. Tentacle evolves into Tentacruel at level 30, and that just buffs up its stats basically. It's gets a lot faster, better special stat, things like that. It's not too bad. Another Pokemon you can find with Super Rod is Krabby. Now Krabby is a pure water type, and for some reason every time Snorlax leaves, it says it leaves went to the mountains. I don't know where the mountains are, but yeah. But anyways, like I was saying, so Krabby, pure water type, it's has good attack and defense, which is actually pretty good combo, I guess. But its special stats really bad, so it won't be able to take hits from that side. But it's okay. It evolves into Kingler at level 28, and yeah, the problem with it is since water type moves are all special in this game, and its special stats really bad, it can't really do too much damage. So that's why I actually wouldn't recommend this Pokemon. Because of that. But in later games, starting from 4th generation, water type moves become split. So some water type moves like Crabhammer or things like that, they're actually physical. So you know, then Kingler actually would be a good Pokemon. But for now, I really don't recommend it. So yeah, that's Pokemon. That's one of those few water types I don't recommend. Anyways, continuing on, Horsea. Now Horsea is also a pure water type, and it's actually its stats are balanced, and it's actually pretty bad. But then it evolves into Seadra at level 32, and the thing is, the Horsea you can find here are actually pretty high level, so you can evolve them into Seadra really quickly. But yeah, so once it evolves into Seadra, it gets good defense and good special, so it can hit hard with moves like Surf and things like that. Ice Beam. It's actually a really good Pokemon overall. In the next generation, it actually gets another evolution, which is Kingdra, which makes it a water dragon type, which is amazing. But yeah, for now it's only Seadra, which is actually still pretty decent, but you know, it's not my favorite water type, but it's still a good Pokemon. So yeah, it's your call on that. And that actually is it for the Pokemon you can find on this route. Now in the Safari Zone, there's actually, now I know I said this, I said that I'll talk about it later, but yeah, in the Safari Zone there's actually a few new Pokemon you can find there once you have Super Rod, and these Pokemon you can find in any area, so it doesn't really matter. And I'll start out by talking about Psyduck. Psyduck is a pure water type. A lot of people actually thought it was part psychic, but it's actually not. It's actually pure water. I'm gonna use Surf right here, by the way, if you want to look at the screen to get this Pokeball. But anyways, yeah, Psyduck is a pure water type, and its stat-wise, its stats are pretty balanced, but its special stat and speed stat are like a little bit over its other stats, I guess. It evolves into Golduck at level 33. And you know, pretty much the same thing, no big. It just its stats get better. It can learn, the thing about it can learn a few psychic type moves, which is really good about it. Which means, and you know, I already mentioned the psychic type moves are really good, but it doesn't get the stab bonus from it, but it's still good. So yeah, it's actually not a bad Pokemon. It's kind of unique in that regard that it can learn a few psychic type moves. But yeah. And another Pokemon. This Pokemon is something that a lot of you guys might want. This is something really good. Not so good in this generation though, I'm really sad to say it, but yeah, Dratini. Now Dratini is a pure dragon type, and you can catch it with a Super Rod in the Safari Zone. Now Dratini, its stats are pretty balanced, but what stands out is its attack a little bit. It evolves at level 30. Now you catch pretty high level Dratini, so it doesn't matter, you can evolve it into this Pokemon really easily. It evolves into Dragonair at level 30. Now in, I believe, the entrance or area 1 of Safari Zone, you could actually catch Dragonair in the wild if you're lucky enough, but it's a 1% chance, so it's really low, so you're better off just looking for a Dratini and catching that. But it is a Safari Zone, so it's pretty hard to catch Pokemon there. But anyways, Dragonair, basically its stats get buffed up even more, and yeah, same stats basically. It evolves at level 55, so it evolves really late into Dragonite. Now Dragonite is a dragon flying type, and all its stats are really good. Dragonite is one of those few Pokemon that really doesn't have a bad stat. Its HP stat's good, its attack is good, its defense is good, its special is good, and even its speed's not too bad. Now speed is probably the worst stat. It's not really that good, but in comparison to a lot of Pokemon, it is. So yeah, it's actually a really good Pokemon. The problem with Dragonite is in this generation it doesn't have a good move pool, because the only Dragon type move I believe is actually Dragon Rage, which does a set amount of 40 damage, so it doesn't even depend on its attack stat. So that's kind of the problem with this game. Later on, more Dragon type moves are introduced, like Dragon Claw and things like that. But yeah, that's the problem. But Dragonite, don't get me wrong, it is a really good Pokemon. It's just that's the only kind of like problem with it. And it can still learn flying type moves like Wing Attack and things like that. But other than that, and also like moves like Thunderbolt, basically moves that doesn't really get stab bonus from it, it can still do a lot of damage with them. So if you're willing to train it up that much, so 55, it would be a great help in Elite Four. And it's just a good Pokemon overall. So yeah, and that's actually it for the bios. Thank goodness. Wow, so many bios, but I'm finally done. And yeah, a bunch of bios. I'm sorry for all of them, but you know, it's in routes like this you're gonna have a lot of bios, since we just got a new item too. So yeah. But there are a bunch of water type Pokemon in this game. They just made it like that. I don't know. I don't necessarily know why they made Dratini catchable by Super Rod. It's kind of, I know Dratini, it's kind of reminiscent of a water type, but it is just the Dragon type. I know that, but I don't know. I think in Pokédex entry or something like maybe anime, they said it lives around waterfalls or something like that. I'm not too sure, but yeah. Anyways, Ivysaur leveled up. I mean, Venusaur leveled up. I need to get used to saying that. And actually leveled up quite a bit. I need to switch it up to Primeape even needs some training. I never thought I'd see the day when that happens. But anyways, all my Pokemon are in the mid 30s, which is actually a good level range. Where there's still some more stuff to do before we actually go and battle the next gym. But still, anyways, through this border, and we are actually done. North of Lavender Town. Lavender Town is right over here. I just want to check every corner, but yeah, Lavender Town's right here. And yeah, right here, we're in Lavender Town. So I am actually gonna go and fly with my Charizard to Celadon City. I'm gonna go and heal, and I will open up the entrance to Saffron City just to show you guys what you do. I guess it's not really hard, but just in case. And we will be in Saffron. So yeah, the final, not the final, I mean, but like we're almost done with every area. We've almost been in every place of the game, I guess. So yeah, Saffron's kind of the last big place. After that, it's just you know, small town, city-ish, island-ish places. But anyways, move along over east of Celadon and head into this border. And what you do is you just go this way, and the guards will be like, "Whoa, boy, I'm parched." Again, give him the fresh water or whichever one of the 3 drinks you got. He'll drink it, and he'll be like, "If you want to go to Saffron City, you can go on through. I'll share this with other guards." So yeah, now we can go through, and here we go. So yeah, this is Saffron City. Pretty unique actually, and there's also a bunch of Team Rocket members here as well. But yeah, you might have noticed there's a bunch of Team Rocket grunts here. Yep, they're kind of have some little secret thing, not really secret, but kind of some place they're in right now here too. So we still got a lot of stuff to do before Team Rocket's officially taken out, which, you know, Team Rocket's pretty persistent. It's kind of hard to take out Team Rocket, can't argue with that. But anyways, my Pokemon are fully healed, and in the next part we'll be exploring Saffron City. So I will see you guys then.